Hi guys and welcome to Tournament Management System developed using C Sharp. Right, let me show you guys how this works. So I'm going to first of all just click on reset. If you don't want to reset, just click on no. However, if you want to reset, click on yes. There we go. Now we have 4 teams in total, and each team comprises of 5 participants. Let's say team number 1, participant 1 running. That's third position. And let's long jump, swimming. Let's say we have football there and tennis. There you can see the overall total points by team number 1, and this is team number 2. Okay, and so on. That is how it works. So you can immediately determine who is winning and who is losing. Okay, and right underneath here for first place is 25, second place is 18, and third place is 15 points. That's it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to exit out and take you guys straight into C# development environment, and we put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. So let's exit out, and I'm going to start a new project entirely. Select Visual Studio 2022 and let's click on create. There we go. And in here I'm going to select Windows Forms application C#. Make sure that is the template that you have to select, Windows Forms application.net, and that's C#. So I'm going to click on next and give your project a name. I'm going to call that CS underscore tournament management. There, and let's click on create. There we go. Now that my development environment is ready, the very first thing I'm going to do is to define the size of my form in total. Let's make that about 2404 by 1360. Press enter. Good. Now, let me show you guys one thing. If I run it now, check out what's going to happen. Click on run. See what happened to the form? It shrinks. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this form right here. First thing first, make sure you guys get that sorted as well. Right here, see where we have public form initialize right there. Okay, so right underneath initialize components, I'm going to enter say this in this case I am officially referring to the form. I'm going to say dot size, and I'm going to just say the size. Let's accept this. The size is going to be 2440 comma by 1360. Okay, that's my size. Make sure you enter your comma there. Then the next thing I want to do now is I'm going to then specify minimum size and maximum size. So let's just copy that, paste, and this is going to be for my dot minimum size. Okay, and this is going to be for my maximum size, dot maximum size. Okay, that is fine. The next thing is, if I run it, let's run it and see. I just want to see what's going to happen first. There we go. Okay, but sometimes you end up having your form like this. In that case, you can always come right here Make sure you select your font and go straight to the start position. That's the start position there. And if you say you want it centered, and always select it to be centered. Let's run it. But if that there gives you any problem, there's another way out. You can see it is centered, which is fine. And you can come right down here and just enter, well, let's say the start position. So this dot start position, there we go. And that is going to be equals from start position dot manual, and there we go. So if you want your form to start from the 0 coordinate there, you can always say this dot location, and that is going to be, let's say, equals new location equals new points, and let's just make that 0, 0. So the reason why I'm showing this is for those of you who are new or who are still learning. Okay, you need this just in case if you have any problem there. Okay, and one other thing is, you see all these lines of code, you can always put them inside your form load. You see, that's your form load there. You can just drag it straight into this method form load. When the form loads, it's what you want it to do. All right, look at that. It's the same thing. Supposing you don't have any of this, check out what's going to happen. I'm going to cut that off. You see that? But because I've set the form centered, you see it is centered, but the default size is not recognized. So I'm going to paste it back into the initialize method, and let's go straight to the form now and start work with the development of the interface. Now I'm going to come straight here to the form. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I will add a panel. So go straight to your toolbox. Let's go right down and look for panel. There we go. Grab hold of a panel. Just dump it right there. There we go. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's we do. And this panel, I'm going to change the back color to cadet blue. Cadet blue. There. So let's bring it down. Yeah. Something like that. That will do. Now the next thing is I'm going to grab hold of button. Just drag one here. Yeah, that's fine. And just minimize this. Let's see. Okay, copy this very button. And both of them, I'm going to change the back color to that blue. Select both buttons, go straight to their properties, and right here, cadet blue, you can also enter R, yeah, that's RGB. That's 58 by 158 by 160. That's cadet blue as well. See that? Alright, so let's see. Let's go. Or you can always type it out. So this should be 95. Yeah, 95. There we go. That's cadet blue now. And the font size, I'm going to change the font size of this. Let's come right here. font size. That is, I'm gonna make it about maybe 60. Yeah, let's say 60. 60 bold. So one is going to be for exit, the other one is going to be for, okay, so let's select this and change the details of this. The variable name in the first place, I'm going to change that to btn exit, and the text content on it, I'm going to change that to exit system. The next one here, that's going to be reset system. Yeah, that's fine. And the variable name for that is going to be known as btn reset. Let's see. Yeah, that should be btn reset. Okay, that is done. Now, next thing is I'm going to grab hold of text box. I need text box. Come right down here, grab hold of a text box, just bang it there. And this is our text box. I'm going to change the font size of that text box to something a little bit much more readable. Let's make it about 20. Let's come in here. Let's copy this first. I will need that. Okay. Here, I make that 20. 20 bold. That is for this very one. And the one on top, I'm just going to make that about maybe 12, something like that. Come right there, look for the font and change that to 12. 12. Then the next thing is I am going to enter, let's say, first place point. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, first place point. Drag this and leave it right there. Now, if you notice I'm using a text box, you might be wondering why I don't try to use a label. I don't want to use a label because I'll be using a lot of labels here, and my research will definitely affect this. So just keep your eye open and see what I'm about to do. So I'm going to change this one. Let's go to the back color and change it to control. Control is the default color for the form. See, it's taking away the white. Then where we have enable, I'm going to say set that to false. And the other thing is, if you look at it, there's a line there. So let's come in here where we have border. Look at the border. Change the border to none. There we go. So it's now looking like a label. So I'm going to now copy this. Hold on to your control, click and drag. I have 2 there. Click and drag. I have 3. So this one is for the 3rd place and the 2nd place as well. Now select this and change that to 3rd place. And this is 2nd place. Alright, this is where I'm going to be entering my points. Okay, so this one is going to be known as TXT 0.3, and this is txt 0.2, and this one here is txt 0.1. In fact, I was meant to add my points in there. So for the 01, the point will be 25, and here that's going to be 18. And finally, this will be 15. Okay, so those points will be, the text box will be left. You just leave the text box the way it is so that the organizer can always change the points as they want. Now that that is done, we now need to develop the interface properly. First of all, in here, I'm going to add some group box. So it's taking shape now anyway. So let's end this and come right here, move this up. And first of all, I need a group box. So come right here, grab hold of a group box. There we go. And this group box, the back color, let's return it back to control. There we go. And the title of this, that is going to be for team number 1. And the font, let's change the font to maybe about 24, something like that. Yeah, 24 bold. Okay. Alright, so let's make this about the width. Yeah, something like that. That should do. Okay, so I can then add my labels. Grab all of this. This is going to be my first label, and this is going to be known as participant 1. We'll change that to participant 1 there. And right underneath, or just before that, down here, I need a label here. Grab hold of tools and come here, add a label there. And this very label, let's enhance it. Auto size, let's change that to force. Back color, I'm going to make it white. And the border style, I'm just going to draw a line. Let's say fixed single. Yeah, that'll do. Right. And the default value in here, make it 0. And get it centered. Okay. But right here, let's go back. Bring this down a little bit. Now I need to add combo box. So let's go back in here. Let's grab all of the combo box. Just drag. And this combo box, let's give that a name. I'm going to call that combo box CMB Team 1 S1. Okay, Team 1 S1. Okay, that'll do. Now, this label there, that's going to be known as LBL Team 1S1, LBL T1S1. Okay, now let's copy all of these. So I'm going to select, hold on to your control, click and drag. We have 2, we have 4, and 5. Let's drag this down and move this up a little bit. Alright, so the first one is taken care of. Now, change the names. This is participant 2, 3. We have 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, and the names. Okay, let's change the names. So this is going to be the S, which stand for score. So this one is going to be CMD score 2. Okay, that's 3, 4, and 5. And here, that's for the label. This is for label 2, label 3, label 4, and label number 5. Okay, now let me run it. I just want to see how it's going to look like. Very good. It's taking shape. So let's end that. Right at the top here, there should be my label actually. So let's just place a label there. This label change it to about maybe 60 bold. And let's just change the content on it to maybe tournament management system, something like that. Tournament management system. Yeah, and that is taken care of. All right. Maybe we should even say systems. Yeah, let's put an S to it. Tournament management systems. All right. So, like I said earlier on, we have 4 teams. So we have team number 1, so we can always copy now. Okay, make sure it is selected. Select the group box. Hold on to the shift key, click and drag. We have 2. Repeat the same thing, we have 3. Now we have 4. There we go. So let's run that and see. Okay, it's looking good. Now, what we then need to do is I'm going to give them all a name. So this is team 1. So let's change this to team 2. Okay, and this one is going to be CMD team 2. This is for team 2. CMD T2 score 1. Yeah, and the same thing for the others. That's number 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the labels. Let's give the label a name as well. It's label number 1. Team 2 score 1. And repeat the same thing for the others. That is 2. We have 3 now. Then we have 5. Alright. So since I have the labels, I might as well take care of this one. This is label 3. 1. 2. And LBL T3 and 3. That's 3. LBL T3 S4. LBL T3 S5. Now here, that's going to be LBL 4 T4 S1. LBL T4 S2. LBL T4 S3. T4 S4 and T4 S5. Good. Now let's name this. Do the same thing for this. I believe this one has its own name. Yeah. No, this one is meant to be 5. 5, 4, 3, 2. That's good. Now here, well, this should be team number 3. Team 3. Team number 4 here. Okay. Let's name the combo box for team 3. Team 3, 1. That's 1. Now combo box team 3 is 2. Combo box team 3 underscore 3. Combo box team 3 score 4 and 5 here. Now take care of this. This is combo box 4. That's 1. 4.2. We have 3 here. We have 4. You can name it how you want, provided you understand your naming Only that, rather you understand the naming conversion. So that's it. So I think I've finished developing the interface now. So guys, I am going to just kind of like have a quick look at these, and let's move this one here a little bit. That's fine. All right, that is fine. So let's put together a simple line of code just to clear the whole system. So I'm going to double click on this exit, and in here, first of all, I'm going to call my dialog result. I'm going to then give it a name. I'll call it I exit, and so let's say I exit, which is the name of my variable, equals as follows. It's going to be equals message box dot show, and what I want you to show is the following message that I have in there. I'm just going to say confirm. Confirm if you want to exit. Put a comma there just after the speech mark, and enter another speech mark in there. Just call that tournament results, something like that. Then comma, let's use the message box function here. So I'm going to use message box button, yes or no, and I will just accept the other one, message box question. Okay, let's put it down so that we can see it. So those are the 4 arguments that goes in here. Confirm if you want to exit, the title, the message box, then the icon that will be displayed. Now let's use a conditional statement there and do that. That should have been if. So we say if I exit equals dialog results, yes. Then in that case, we just want the application to close. There we go. That's it. Done. So that is your simple lines of code for exit. So if I run it now, it will actually prompt me to confirm if I really want to exit. Check that out. No, I don't want to. Yes, I do want to exit. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.